And what I found was so many people were just talking about this stuff. You go on LinkedIn, it's just talking about the future of AI and the things that you might be able to do with it and that sort of stuff. And I actually partnered with another creative. Her name is Jenny. And we kind of hit it off, and we were both frustrated by this. We said, people just need to start getting in there and playing with it and building stuff. So we committed in that first time we met, to this idea called Lab 31, where we took the month of January and produced one tool every day for a month. And we have loving families that allowed us to spend the time. But so I'm going to get to show off some of that stuff to you guys today.
Welcome to Well Coached, a podcast about how people, sales, profit, and self can transform your business. I'm your host, Chris Weinberg, and I have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs get into their highest productivity zone and become corporate enough to succeed. Let's get into today's episode. Hey team, welcome back to the Well Coached podcast. Today we've got a really smart guy here. Allister Hercus is going to join us. He is the co-founder of Stoop Studios. Al's got this passion for innovation. He has led the ideation and development of numerous AI tools, which is the hottest topic going around right now. He is demonstrating the rapid capabilities of this modern technology. His journey is going to reflect a commitment to leveraging AI tools to address real-world challenges and enhance various industries. You are going to learn a lot. So get out a pencil and paper or make sure to record this and watch it a ton of time, because you're going to walk away smarter after this one. He owns and is a co-founder of Stoop Studios. They are dedicated to bringing creative solutions that blend technology and creativity together. Their projects showcase the potential of AI in transforming traditional processes and introducing new possibilities. I can't wait to get into this, because AI is here, and half of us are paralyzed by it. Half of us are terrified of it. Some of us are interested in it, but don't know how to be interested in it. And we all wonder if it's going to replace us. And so I can't wait to get into that. In the first half of this conversation, Al took this really creative time of a 15-day period and told himself that he's going to go create 15 different uses for AI. And we're going to rapid fire through how that 15 days went. And then we'll get into some substantive conversation where he can share some wisdom about how to use it. What's it look like out there? How do you treat it ethically? What should we expect in the future? So Al, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
I'm so excited for this, man. This is, I can't wait to learn. Al and I have known each other for a couple of years now, and he's a super sharp, forward-thinking guy. And this is the most interesting thing to me in the world. So I can't wait to hear it. So talk to us a little bit about this journey that you went on, and in terms of developing these tools.
Yeah. Well, my story is that I've spent 15 years in advertising, marketing, building a career in that. In that time, in the last couple of years, this generative AI sort of revolution came around. ChatGPT showed up more than 2 years ago now. And I very quickly jumped on it and started integrating it into my advertising workflow, to help put ideas together and bring them to the world. And what I found was so many people were just talking about this stuff. You go on LinkedIn, it's just talking about the future of AI and the things that you might be able to do with it and that sort of stuff. And I actually partnered with another creative. Her name is Jenny. And we kind of hit it off, and we were both frustrated by this. We said, people just need to start getting in there and playing with it and building stuff. So we committed in that first time we met, to this idea called Lab 31, where we took the month of January and produced one tool every day for a month. And we have loving families that allowed us to spend the time. But so I'm going to get to show off some of that stuff to you guys today.
That's amazing. So it's okay. Let's do it. So I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about. You took 15. You took half, and she took half. Is that how it went?
Yeah, we collaborated on all 31.
Okay,
I took the lead on half of them. Yeah. So I'll show you those ones.
How about walking us through them? Let's rock and roll and talk about. Talk about the ones you were leading on, and let's just rapid fire. And the purpose here, guys, is to see the expansive use of really you're limited only by your imagination,
Yeah.
right? In terms of what you can go do with this stuff.
And that was the hardest part. Is coming up with the idea.
Okay.
Is the hardest part.
Yeah.
And the rest is building it. A couple of caveats. We're creative. 6 weeks ago, we didn't know anything about coding.
Right.
Most of the stuff here involves coding, which we lent on AI to help us do. ChatGPT and Claude and some of those other tools, which we can talk about later. And we only spent a day on each.
Wow.
So this is what you get with a day of
Yeah.
back and forth with ChatGPT. So, think about what you could do with a month or a year or anything.
Yeah.
So I'll take you through them.
Let's do it.
And we'll get started.
Yeah, maybe tell us the name of it and what the purpose, the key features, intended users, anything we need to know about it. And you guys, you're going to learn so much here. And I think my hope for the day is you're just opening up your brain of the possibilities that are out here, and that AI does not have to be this intimidating thing, right? It can blend into your life. It doesn't have to control your life.
Exactly. If you're playing along at home, go to lab31.xyz.
Okay, lab31.xyz. So this is going to be live fire stuff where you can go get on your computer right now or your phone or whatever, and he's going to walk us through things that are out there and existing.
Cool.
Let's do it.
So we're going to start with the first one for today, which is called a tool for teachers. It's a report card generator. This is an idea I had years ago, but it wasn't until ChatGPT and AI came out when I thought this is actually possible to build. A flatmate of mine used to be was a teacher, and he used to spend late nights being underpaid writing out these report cards. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was some sort of interface where you could enter the name of the kid, enter the grade school they're in, enter the subject, and then sliders based on their performance of the criteria of that class,
okay,
grade. Add in any additional context, and then hit generate, and that will spit out a short paragraph which you can use as the springboard to write your report card.
Wow.
So the idea is you're putting in subjective inputs, and it's creating a subjective output for you. And it's speeding up that process for teachers. So that's the report card.
Wow. Okay. Amazing.
The next one is called Color a Celebrity. This is leaning on image generation technology.
Okay.
And this was basically the idea is I have young kids. All of their coloring books are like Paw Patrol and Disney and things like that. Yeah. Things that I find boring.
Careful on Paw Patrol now. You can make some enemies real quick.
Yeah, my kids aren't listening to this, I hope. But I thought, wouldn't it be cool if there was some sort of way that you could plug in anybody interesting to you, like a celebrity? Maybe it's Taylor Swift.
I'm doing it right now.
I don't know who you're into. And it will produce in that moment a coloring page for your kid for you to print out and your kid can draw.
Wow.
So you can do Taylor Swift, Kim Kardashian, Patrick Mahomes. I did my brother-in-law, who is a Tennessee football player, and it produced him. So we had a lot of fun with that.
Wow. That's so cool.
So that's called Color a Celebrity. The next one, these are all like pretty lightweight coding exercises, but again, ChatGPT and some of those other tools wrote all of the code for us. Next one is called Organize Your Digital Life. And this is actually a custom GPT. And so there's a toolkit that ChatGPT has that allows you to train it and give it some instructions. And that's what this is. So I actually plugged in Google Drive, my Google Drive into this, which is where I keep all my files.
Okay.
And I gave it a personality of Marie Kondo, the like famous organizer.
Yeah.
And so in this tool, if you open it up, you can also plug in your Google Drive, and this Marie Kondo character will evaluate all of your files.
Wow.
And give you advice on how to organize it better, tell you where you're wasting your time, and tell you where things are cluttered, and tell you how to put it together in it.
Oh my gosh.
And this is an example of giving it a personality.
Okay.
And that's where you'll see a lot of these have these creative juices in them, which make them more interesting and more usable.
Wow.
Moving on to day 8. this is a pretty left field one called interrogation. I wanted to create something where the user had to do some sort of task to unlock a password to access the rest of the blog.
Okay.
And in this case, I was using this technology came out about a week before we made this, which was a voice technology, which means you can have a conversation with ChatGPT essentially.
Okay.
So I connected it to a phone number. I bought a phone number. You can ring it if you want. It's 22525 lab 31. And on the other end of the phone, if you were to give it a call, you would find yourself chatting to a stranger who is being interrogated, and you have to negotiate with them to get the password out of them.
Wow.
And I know the rules as to what you have to say to that person in order to get the passcode. I won't tell you to them. You have to try it yourself. But my hint would be nice.
Okay. Be nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise,
okay.
they might dig in their heels.
Okay.
And on the website, if you were able to extract the password, you can punch it in and you can read the blog about how we made it.
Okay. How interesting.
That might actually be a fun one later today. We can ring the number and have a chat with it.
Okay.
I'm going to move on to the Internet of 2045. This one is the most ambitious, I would say, of the ideas, and it's currently the one that isn't working properly, but I'd like to fix it if I have more than 4 hours to build it. So this is an entirely AI generative internet. So it'll load up what looks like a web browser. It's not a real web browser. If you can type in any website you can think of, you can make up a website and it will generate that website in real time.
Wow.
And it has the lens of it's 2045. So imagine 25 years in the future.
Wow.
And there's a toggle up in the top right corner called, which is the timeline toggle. Pessimistic or optimistic. Its default is pessimistic, but if you switch it to optimistic, it'll tell you about a world in 2045 where everything's
guys. You've got to go on these things. I'm following along online with you. This is I hadn't had a chance to go through all of them, and I had not opened this one. This is so cool.
So this one, it loads up. It starts with the New York Times in 2045, January 12, 2045, and it talks about mass protests and resistance and all these other things that we hope doesn't happen. But if you switch it to pessimistic, you could go to Coca-Cola.com, you could go to anything you can think of, and it will invent that website in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's writing HTML in real time.
How fun.
Yeah. If there's a demand, I will fix it. If people want to see it, I'll put in the time to make sure it works properly. All right, I'm going to keep cruising through. Next one is called Fly Through. Fly Through was playing with, again, brand new technology, which is taking images and turning them into video.
Okay.
So you can take two different images. If I took a photo of you and then I took a photo of this side of the room, AI can figure out what's in between and it can pan across.
Wow.
So I thought, what's an interesting use case for this? When do we take a lot of static images and it might be helpful to have a video? Real estate listings.
Mm-hmm.
So I just found a real estate listing for some property in Nashville, pulled out 7 photos from it, threw them into the system and used those 7 images to create a fly through of the house.
Wow. And
if you go here, you can see that video and it's pretty compelling. You can see that, you can imagine a world where Zillow picks it up. So a lot of these ideas they're designed to spark.
Are you able to patent these things or not?
It's pretty tricky to patent this kind of digital stuff. It's really about who's first to market and who has the right conversations.
Okay. This is amazing.
Another idea, and this next one is called smart timesheets. We're up to day 19.
Okay.
It's funny, we're 19 days into it and our ability has improved. So if you went back to the teacher report card, it looks pretty simple, but this starts to get pretty complex.
Okay.
And it's just because we're learning how to do it.
You're getting your reps in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart timesheets is a Chrome extension. and it watches what you're doing on your browsers and when you're clicking between browsers. And for people like me who are like do consulting work and track my time between different projects, I bounce back and forth. Elements of ADD. This actually evaluates what you're doing and takes a guess of what project you are working on at any point in time, and it logs it.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, at the end of the week, you can see where all of your time has been allocated based on what projects you have set up.
Okay.
This is one that like all my advertising colleagues who have to keep track of timesheets are kind of, feels like a godsend to them.
Yeah. Amazing.
The next one is called GTFO. It's like Get Me the F Out. Inspired by part of my own journey, which is my family and I are looking to move internationally in the next 12 months.
Anybody want to guess where he's going? Some Baltic country with a big, yes. Germany? Is it Germany?
No, so we're looking back to Australia, but there's a lot of questions that need answering in order to do a big move like that. And so this tool is another custom GPT with a lot of instructions in the back end. It will ask you where you're going, ask you where you're from, ask you where you're going, ask you why you're going, and it'll ask you some other questions about your income and how you plan to, like, what sort of lifestyle you're looking for. And it will ultimately produce a plan for you and talk to you about what neighborhoods might make sense to you, how much spending power you might have, and sort of answer any of those main questions.
I mean, so that would be a great one for realtors too, right? For people that are moving in or helping them make those decisions.
Yeah. And if it's not just for international travel, if I'm looking to move from Nashville to Knoxville, it can help you with that as well.
Wow. Are you ready to elevate your business and leadership game? If you're serious about taking your success to the next level, then it's time to focus on the 4 pillars that every thriving business is built on: people, sales, profit, and self. You've heard me talk a lot about those 4 pillars in every episode of this podcast. Now's your chance to deep dive with me in person into actionable strategies that will transform your approach to business and leadership. Whether you're looking to build high-performing teams, drive sales, control cost, or enhance your own leadership mindset, you'll get the tools to make all of this happen. And this is not just theory, it's about real impact, the kind that leads to big wins, big profit, and a healthier approach to working life. And it's all happening live with me at the Nashville City Club beginning August the 5th, right in the heart of Music City, where business meets creativity. But here's the catch. This mastermind is exclusive and there's limited space. So if you're ready to take control of your business and leadership future, now's your chance to secure your spot. To register, go to wellcoachconsulting.com, where you'll learn how to build thriving teams, drive profit, and most importantly, elevate yourself.
All right. Next one is called Life Stats. And this is an idea that was fairly simple that I've wondered about for 30 years, which is, when I die, wouldn't it be cool to be able to see some of those stats about the things that I did in my life that I would never be able to actually track? Mm-hmm. So it's a bit of fun. It's AI is taking a guess at some of those kind of things. Like, it's going to ask you how old you are, to give it a frame of reference. It doesn't ask you many more questions than that. So it's pretty generic, but it's a bit of fun. So it might be like taking a stab at how many truly consequential conversations you had in your life, or how many people fell in love with you that you didn't know about, and those kind of things. Yeah. And we actually applied our very, very much a creative, immersive experience lens to this experience design. And I encourage you to click on this, because it's gonna basically take you through the process of dying and then moving into some sort of bizarre afterlife where you can like see these stats. So that's
I played with this one some this morning. It's something. It's fun and eerie at the same time.
There's a lot of dark comedy in a lot of this sort of stuff. So I'd say it's in that realm. But lightening things up, Golf Sim 2.0.
I did this one this morning too.
This one was a personal a personal passion of mine as a bad golfer who's never yet played Pebble Beach, but I decided to create a simulator of Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
It uses a map interface of Pebble Beach, and then it allows you to type in how you want to hit your shot. Mm-hmm. So it'll describe with a kind of commentator kind of description about what the player is facing, and you might say, I want to do a high fade.
Yeah.
As far as I can.
I did it this morning. I put my draw in there. I chose the club, the whole 9 yards. If you're a golfer, this is your new distraction. I mean, go to this because this is your new distraction right here.
This is the pilot. Currently, you can play hole 8 of Pebble Beach. Again, with some, if there's demand, I can build all 18 of them. And you'll see your little ball move, towards the hole. If you're any good, you can also input your handicap.
I put it in the rocks. And it was even gentle in how it told me my shot was terrible. It was.
What's interesting, if you put in like a 30 handicap, and you try to do an aggressive, an ambitious shot, you'll be penalized for that most likely.
Okay.
You might slice it into the water.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was a lot.
Maybe that was my problem. I got too ambitious with my handicap. Okay.
Next one is called Pocket Guide. This was again inspired by my own personal experience. I was in the south of France, out in the middle of nowhere. Google Maps had told me to go and visit this old Roman ruin, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could not be on my phone in this time and instead have a tour guide standing with me telling me about this place out in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. So this is Pocket Guide. It's another map interface. It identifies where you are in the world. So for us right now, it's in Nashville. If you were to open it up, it'll tell you about this street that you are in Nashville and the history of it, maybe the Civil War, that kind of thing. It's your personal tour guide, walking tour guide.
Wow.
You can imagine this eventually becoming like, if you walk through the Louvre, it'll tell you about different paintings and things, in that area.
Amazing.
2 to go, Dreamcatcher. And this is called Dreamcatcher, which is essentially a dream log. It encourages you to write down your dreams as you have them every night. But the experiment was, could we take a little bit of information and context about the user and their dreams, throw them into an AI model, and see if it can start to analyze you as a person and some of the, maybe the challenges you're going through, maybe some solutions to those challenges, all inspired by your dreams. And it does a pretty good job. The more dreams you input, the better idea it has about you.
Wow.
And then finally, moving on to the final day, is called requests. The idea of this one, and this is like, again, a basic idea that we sort of threw a lot of creativity at. It was basically a request form. What if we had a form where anybody listening at home to this podcast can go into it and share an idea with us, myself and Jenny. And the idea is that we might either build it or come along with you to build it. But again, it's an immersive experience. So it's not just a conventional form. It's we built an iOS interface, and you have to open up the interface and send an email to us. And there's Easter eggs in there. The moment you send an email, the phone will ring, and myself or Jenny will be on the other end of that phone, and we'll have a conversation with you about the idea that you just shared. An AI version of us.
Wow.
You can then click out and explore the phone. Each of the apps is each one of the 31 projects we made.
Wow. And okay, so thank you for that. Was rapid fire, guys. We could talk about this thing for a week, but all these things are live. And tell us again where to go look at it.
lab31.xyz.
lab31.xyz. And if people want to get in touch with you from that, is there a contact if they want to reach out to you some kind of way?
Links to me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
However, you can also access me at my website, stoopstudios.io.
Okay, go play with these things, man. Like, I'm a technological dummy who's trying to hold on for dear life and stay relevant and learn. And I'm fascinated by this stuff and the way your brain works around these things.
A part of our mission was, it was important that we wrote down the process. That's why there's a blog. And we showed you, it was important to us that we could do it in a day and that we were not developers. And it was us just prompting these GPTs. And so the broader message is that if you are interested, you can do this too. If you have an idea, you can jump on ChatGPT and very quickly have a working prototype of whatever your idea is.
Does all of this come through chat? Is that the home base start for developing these things? Is that how that?
It's funny. It did.
Okay.
And then throughout the process, because it's moving so quickly, new tools started popping up. So we started jumping on that. But broadly speaking, the process is you tell it your idea, like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Tell it your idea. Tell it to make a plan to build this idea. Mm-hmm. And then you say, build it.
Okay.
And it will start spitting code out at you. If you don't know what to do with the code, then say, what do I do with the code? And it'll tell you what software to download and where to copy and paste it. And that's the process.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So when you develop these 15 tools in the 15 days with leading the ideation development half while collaborating with Jenna, what are the insights into the development process, and how did you manage that intensive timeline? Like, why did you decide to do the timeline, and then how did you manage that?
How did we manage it?
Yeah.
With great difficulty. How do we manage it? Yeah. Again, like I said, the biggest challenge is coming up with the idea. Once that's landed, it's about sitting down for 4 hours with ChatGPT and like banging it out.
Wow.
But we wanted to force ourselves to operate rapidly.
Yeah.
To prove that this is possible to do for anybody.
Okay.
So it was about keeping ourselves accountable and getting ourselves out of talking about stuff and into building stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the AI's impact on various industries. From your perspective, how is AI currently transforming industries like animation and music production? We have a lot of both of those in this town.
Mm-hmm. It's knocking on the door, certainly of animation. I'd say more so than music production.
Okay.
The visual construction of visual image generation and video is coming a long way. My philosophy for any of this is that these are tools to come alongside humans and to supercharge their creative process. ChatGPT did a Super Bowl ad and it was animated, and they didn't use it to make that ad. They had real animators making it. And I think that was a statement by them saying ChatGPT was a tool they might have used to help with their ideas and things, but it was humans that made it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was an important message, and that sort of aligns with how I approach these things. So I would encourage animators and people in the music industry to get in there and play with this stuff, because you can probably do stuff that you couldn't have done before. And that's an exciting time. So a lot of people are grizzling about it, but I'm like, get out there and make things the world has never seen before.
Yeah.
With your expertise kind of driving it.
I was listening to someone saying that, not too many years ago, we didn't have cell phones and people were terrified about that. Right. And no, I mean, just like technology evolves, so does the human brain. Right.
Yeah.
And so this allows that to happen. The way I like to think of it, and you tell me if I'm wrong, so I'm not terrified of it, is that chat allows me to do some things that might get me to the 80% line or 90% line. And so I can focus on the brain part versus the brawn part.
Yep.
Is that fair, or am I being dumb to think that way?
No, I think that's good. Like these 31 projects, they're lightweight little MVPs.
Yeah.
But we got them to about 80%.
Yeah.
We'd need to bring in a developer with real skills to polish them and make them market ready.
Yeah.
And we are doing that for some of them.
Right.
But the human is crucial, but it's also means you can spend more time coming up with the idea and polishing it than laboriously writing code, for example.
Okay.
It can kind of get you off that blank page very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about there's some noise around the ethical considerations. What with the rapid development of AI, ethical considerations have become somewhat paramount. How do you approach, or how are we supposed to approach ethical issues in projects, and what guidelines do you use to make sure we're being responsible? I don't even know what I'm asking.
Ethics is a big topic. And I'm, some of it's above my pay grade. But the reality, one thing to know is that any LLM, these are called LLMs, large language models, ChatGPT, Claude, like Google Gemini, they're all biased in one way or the other. And they're biased. There's a couple of key levers. One is who made it. And the other is what is it trained on? They're all trained on the internet. So the collective human knowledge that has been poured into the internet over the last 30 years, 25 years, that inherently would have a bias. As long as you're aware of that, then you can navigate that.
Okay.
They're pretty good now at, they're not, if you wanted it to be discriminatory or something like that, these LLMs have got some guardrails that aren't going to let you do those kind of things.
Okay.
You could go to my the coloring one. Yes. Type in somebody who you probably shouldn't put in front of a kid, and it won't let you do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's encouraging in that side of thing. I think the ethical conversation starts there, but it's also what's the role of humans alongside these things? And again, like I said, if we can create tools with AI that allows humans to like use their humanity more, and to do the things that they want to be doing and are being paid to be doing, and not mundane tasks that they don't need to be doing, then, that's only going to improve the productivity of the world. So that's a lot of the problems we're sort of solving for businesses now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey team, are you looking to elevate your golf game year-round? Nashville City Golf, located within the Nashville City Club at 200 2nd Avenue South, offers a premier indoor golfing experience right in the heart of downtown. With over 350 real-world courses available on state-of-the-art TrackMan.io simulators, you can challenge yourself on some of the world's most renowned fairways without leaving the city. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or just starting out, our facility caters to all skill levels. Features of the club include TrackMan.io performance tracking, an adjustable swing stage, indoor putting, and great upscale lounge and food and beverage, as well as PGA instruction right on site. Nashville City Golf isn't just about swinging a club, it's about experiencing a revolution in golf practice and entertainment. Our cutting-edge features elevate your game and create an unforgettable experience. We offer flexible membership options to suit your needs, as well as booking for individual sessions. Ready to tee off? Visit NashvilleCityGolf.com to learn more about memberships, book a session, or schedule a lesson with one of our PGA instructors. Elevate your game at Nashville City Golf, where the best of golf meets the best of Nashville. What emerging trends with AI technology are you most excited about?
The big one is you and your listeners are going to hear a lot more about agents and agentic behavior, and this means tools like ChatGPT that operate in the cloud, so they might not have an interface, that have tools plugged into them. So, for example, you might find you might have agents that are able to search the internet, or agents that are allowed to make stock trades, or agents that are able to book a restaurant reservation for you, that basically can run off and do something for you, communicate with themselves, and then come back with the answer for you.
Wow.
So you could, it's a thing now. If you paid the $200 Pro ChatGPT subscription, which most people don't, you'll get access to Operator, which allows you to say, find a restaurant for me to eat tonight at. I like sushi. Make sure it's 5 stars and book it at between 7 and 9 p.m. and it will do it. And that's possible.
So that's out there now.
That's out there right now. You have to pay $200 for it. Mm-hmm. But in the next coming weeks, months, that's going to be very accessible to people, that kind of stuff.
Wow. So for businesses, individuals and businesses that are looking to integrate AI into their operations, dummies like me who are interested in it but not real smart, what advice do you offer to navigate the complexities and how to maximize benefits? Do we come to a guy like you? I mean, how does someone get going on this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, a guy like me is a good place to start because
Okay.
I am talking with businesses of like enterprise and small, medium businesses. But a question I'll get asked is, where can AI help in my business?
Mm-hmm.
Reality is it can help in any of the verticals within your business. But the common solutions that we seem to be coming up against and being able to solve with AI is, we have a ton of documents. I've got hundreds of PDFs sitting around, or sales reports, or reports that are generated by my team every week. They go into a folder and never get seen again. AI can very quickly read all of them and give you some direction based on those. So I'll give you an example. Talking with a multinational company at the moment who has 150 playbooks. Each one is a 100-page PDF, and one might describe their brand guidelines. Another might describe how they should post on social media, like the rules of the business. And we can throw all of those into an AI engine and allow somebody to just ask the question, how do I post on Instagram? What color do I need to use? And it will just scrape through all of them and tell you straight away. And the stat that blew my mind, which was based on a few research studies, which is 30% of white collar workers' time is spent finding documents.
Wow.
And 50% of their time is spent finding information, which often exists in those documents.
Wow.
When they should be making decisions based on the information, when they should be communicating with their clients, when they should be doing their job, rather than fishing through drives and folders and files. Brain versus brawn, right? And that stuff we can make happen in a few seconds. And that's where most of that's a lot of our the solutions we're building are sort of live. What do you see out there in terms of companies, the adoption rate, or is everybody getting on the bandwagon, or are there early adopters? Are we going through the early adopter thing and hesitant people? Like, what's the rate of speed of people getting on board here? I'll say this: it's a significant rate, but it's still an early adopter phase. Okay, but the barrier to entry is low. Okay, it's everything we've talked about sounds very complicated, but when it comes to actually applying these tools, it can be done very quickly and very efficiently, cost efficiently. So a lot of business folks, marketers, sales leads are saying, I feel like I need to be in this space. Everyone's talking about it. I don't know where to start. So that's happening. Meanwhile, the large media holding companies are investing $500 million each into this technology. So the big players are moving quickly. I connected with a senior guy at a big credit card company. They've just acquired an AI agency. So everyone is playing in this space. They feel like this is where they need to be, because if my credit card company sticks around with hundreds of documents and we find ourselves fishing around in them for 30% of my day, and the other credit card company isn't, then I'm right behind. Yeah. Right. So it's fast moving, but it's not too late. Anything else that you'd like to share with the listeners about your work? Tell us a little bit more about Stoop Studios. Yeah. And tell me what you're up to on that side of the ledger. I'd say one thing is, this is research, but it's also backed by what I've seen, is that when business leaders are engaged in this stuff and are generally in there playing around, just like where I'm playing around, they are more likely to adopt this technology in a way that benefits their business more, as opposed to just handing it to some kid in your business to go and figure out.
Right.
So I would encourage anybody to just, if for the price of a Netflix subscription, $20, get the ChatGPT subscription, play around with it, ask it some bizarre questions, tell it to make something for you, see what it can do.
So for listeners, that's the easiest, that's the entry point. Go get the chat subscription and just start knocking around.
Yeah, grab a glass of wine on a Saturday night and just play around with it. Okay. See what you can do. If you have a wow moment, which is likely, then send me an email and we can see if we can build some stuff for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. This was fascinating, man. This is great stuff.
And I'd say, like, creatives like myself now have a seat at the table. So I built all this stuff. Myself and Jenny built all this stuff as creatives. But now I'm partnered with developers. So when you combine those powers, you can create very creative solutions.
How do developers like being, how are they taking you? How are they taking these creatives coming into their world like that? I mean, how's that going?
The sensible the sensible, like, early adopters, I'm going to call them sensible early adopters, those that are seeing the AI movement, are seeking people like me to partner with.
Okay.
But there are those that are, like, been in it for a lot of years and are resistant to it and are resistant to these kind of projects.
Yeah.
And their advice, which I've experienced, is stop it. Put your computer down and leave it to us.
Yeah. Good luck to them. They better. There's a tsunami coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I'm just going to get on board and keep building.
Yeah. Thanks a ton for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
This was super good. Guys, the best way to find you is at Stoop Studios. Is that right?
Yep, .io.
Stoopstudios.io. Guys, go check out everything he's doing. Al is super, super fun guy, super easy to work with, wicked smart, very humble. So he doesn't make me feel like an idiot, which I really appreciate, and I bet he'll transform that same style to you too. So if you're looking to get into it, or you're already into it and looking to transform your business, this is the expert. This is the guy. So go listen, share it with all your friends, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Chris.
All right. Well, guys, that's a wrap for today. We thank you a ton for listening and looking forward to the next episode, where we'll continue this journey on how becoming corporate enough can put you in your highest productivity zone to create a successful, profitable, and purpose-driven business for you.